Welcome to beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It is 16 de septiembre, Mexican Independence Day weekend, middleweight world championship between Canelo Alvarez and Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. Triple G arrived earlier in the week, came in with his camp, always all smiles, but all business as well. Promoter Tom Loeffler, twin brother in tow, in town for the festivities leading up to this event. Has been in many big events. This is the biggest. Saul Canelo Alvarez arriving with his team for what is the biggest fight of his career. He's been in many big fights. This is definitely the biggest and most dangerous. Well, we're inside the Grand Garden Arena here. Thousands of people in attendance to witness the official weigh-in for the middleweight championship of the world. And Beto Duran was able to speak to Abel Sanchez earlier, trainer for Triple G. Let's take a look.
Abel Sanchez, a trainer for Gennady Golovkin. A few years ago, this kid just shows up at the airport. You had to pick him up. Now you're in Las Vegas, a fight against Canelo that you never even thought was going to happen. How are you feeling?
Oh, we're excited. 9,000 people here. We had a great training camp. 9,000 people here for a weigh-in, and that's crazy. We had a great training camp. We're looking forward to a very hard fight. I know Canelo's prepared too, but we're going to give the fans what they want.
The first time that Canelo and Triple G are going to see each other at a weigh-in. You've done the interviews, you've done everything, the New World Tour, but today's the day where you're just like, it's enfadado. You're tired of seeing them.
Yeah, everybody's tired. They want to get it on. They want to weigh in, go have their dinner, then wait for tomorrow and make sure that everything's okay. Touch gloves and let's go at it.
Mexican style, Gennady Golovkin, Saul Canelo Alvarez, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. The fans are split. How's Triple G feeling today?
He's feeling great. He's been in a great mood all week. It's a fight that he's wanted, so can't help but be in a great mood.
Abel, now that we're 24 hours away from this fight, both fighters say there's going to be a knockout. What do you see?
I see a knockout. I see both fighters coming at each other and trying to hurt each other.
Abel Sanchez, a Summit in Big Bear, trainer for Gennady Golovkin.
There we have Abel Sanchez working out with Triple G to open workout. I believe this is in Los Angeles. The Summit, his camp is up in Big Bear, California. And Triple G is not necessarily a boxer where you tremendously fast or flashy combinations, just does all the fundamentals extremely well, extremely powerful, always balanced, great distance. Someone else who's extremely disciplined, Saul Canelo Alvarez, training at his camp down in San Diego, California. Started camp a lot earlier than he normally does. Looking extremely fast, crisp with his punches. Chepo Reynoso and Eddie Reynoso, his longtime trainers. They've taken this fight extremely serious, prepared extremely well. They're feeling very confident. Weight is on point. The sparring was supposed to be ideal. And Canelo's feeling very, very confident about this fight. Both men are coming into it. And I'll tell you what, Doug, both of these fighters, you know, are prepared. There was not a lot of talk or hype. They're gentlemen out of the ring, class acts, and the dichotomy and the irony of the action when it gets in. You don't need a lot of hype because it speaks for itself.
They're fighters. They're not talkers. What's that old saying? Speak softly, carry a big stick?
Yes.
These guys whack guys out of there. When you look at the commercials for this fight, you see them knocking out opponent after opponent after opponent. That sells the fight. They don't have to get up there and be a huckster or be a snake oil salesman or anything like that. They can show each other respect. People know they're going to bring it once they step into that ring.
You're right, Doug. Right now, let's go to Jessica with the promoter of Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
All right, here now with Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar, I've got 3 words for you. The real fight. Is that what we're going to be seeing on Saturday?
That's what we're going to be seeing. Canelo is ready. Triple G is ready. Are you fans ready? We're going to see a war. We're going to see a war on Saturday night.
And this is just the weigh-in, and everybody is so pumped, so excited to be here. As a fighter, how does this motivate you more for that fight?
Yeah, both guys are, this is the moment they've been waiting for. these are the fights that define your career. So on Saturday night, both guys are not going to back down. They're going to fight with everything.
Yeah, so you guys heard it. When they're up here on the scales, you guys have got to make noise. You have got to be loud. You have got to let them know that you're excited to be here. And of course, this fight, not just big for this division, but big for the sport. Right now, boxing needs Canelo and Triple G.
I guarantee you, we're going to see 10 rounds of hell. It is going to be a war. I'm excited. I am excited. This is history. History in the making. Y que viva Mexico!
Send it back to you guys.
Oscar fired up, and I concur. I can't remember the last time I've been this excited for a fight and as an event. And the irony, too, Steve, that both of these fighters, English isn't their native language, yet they transcend the sport. It's a global event. And like Doug said at the end of the day, it is a real fight with two amazing athletes.
Well, they speak the language of boxing, and putting this in the historical context of the middleweight division, I know Hagler-Hearns has been brought up a lot, but I think this event actually is very reminiscent of what happened September 29, 2001 in the backdrop of 9/11. Literally, the fight was scheduled for that Saturday. And remember, me and Doug had a flight that was actually canceled, which was to take place, I believe, on that Thursday. But Bernard Hopkins, a longtime middleweight champion that was looking for respect and transcendent appeal, needed a Felix Trinidad as a dance partner and as a foil. It was on that night that he really stamped himself as an all-time great middleweight.
Yeah, there are some eerie coincidences. We'll see if it plays out. Canelo Alvarez is extremely confident, like I mentioned, and so is Triple G, Doug. This is his time. He realizes that as selling out the O2 Arena, Madison Square Garden, StubHub, and the Forum, this is his moment. Do you think he approaches it different as far as the strategy and his tactic for this fight and doesn't want to leave it in the hands of the judges?
Well, listen, I mean, he wants to put on a show, and part of his show is knocking out his opponent. And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be a Dominic Wade, or it could be a Danny Jacobs. I mean, he would have loved to knock out Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs, in his last fight, just put on the best performance of his career, so he went 12 rounds. But Triple G also proved he can box 12 rounds and outbox a master boxer. So I don't think he approaches this fight any different. I think maybe he trained with more intensity, with more motivation, because he's finally getting the fight that he's wanted for several years, which is a super fight, a mega fight. Canelo delivered that to him.
Right, and I almost feel like he was unfairly criticized in the Jacobs fight in the sense that when Tyson was a young guy knocking everybody out and someone tended to go the distance, all of a sudden maybe he's not the same Tyson, and just because they're not all laying down, he still hurt him. I thought, and I happened to be at that fight, he was still, he still beat him convincingly.
Yeah.
Jacobs did a good job.
And he also defended well. After 12 rounds with a big, strong, athletic middleweight like Danny Jacobs, there wasn't a lot of markage on the face of Triple G. So that's an underrated trait that he has.
But guys, I will say this. For Gennady Golovkin on this day, which I believe is his day of reckoning, he needs to be the Marvin Hagler that we saw against Tommy Hearns, and not the one that gave away early rounds to Ray Leonard. He gets one shot at this. There is a rematch clause, but it really only belongs to Canelo. Keep that in mind.
And ironically, he needs to come out Mexican style and be as aggressive in his normal Triple G self. All right, let's go now back to the stage with Michael Buckins.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, by way of the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas, Nevada, tomorrow night at T-Mobile Arena, Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and Triple G Promotions will present 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC, the WBA, the IBF, the IBO, and the Ring Lineal Middleweight Championship of the World. And it's all brought to you by Tecate, the official beer of boxing. Hennessy, never stop, never settle. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices, better parts every day. Fred Loya Insurance, with Fred Loya in your corner. Interjet, Ariolino Oficial del Box, the smart way to fly to Mexico. And Marvel Studios, Thor Ragnarok, in theaters everywhere November 3rd. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to look at the video screens.
Oh my goodness. No match for Gennady Golovkin. Yes, it was only a
Coming to the stage, Gennadievich Golovkin, a.k.a. Triple G. Triple J. Once again, let's go to the video screen.
Habrá sudor, sangre y dolor, pero valdrá la pena. Entrena, pelea y reina. Esta noche es de mi país. Esta noche es de México. No le tengo miedo a nada. He peleado con los mejores del mundo, he hecho historia. Yo soy el mejor boxeador en este momento.
We do know that he has different color hair, he has different color skin, and he definitely has a different style of boxing. He comes out and he methodically takes his opponents apart. It's a big loss. I mean, it's a heck of a combination.
Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas.
And he goes down right on the chin. This time, I don't think he's getting up. How about Canelo Alvarez?
Esta era, la era del Canelo es la mejor. ¡Viva México!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Executive Director Bob Bennett is ready at the scales for the commission. The fighters are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? Damas y caballeros, estamos listos! All the thousands in attendance and the millions waiting and watching around the world, this is the way in, so let's get ready to rumble! First up onto the scales, his record stands at 37 fights, 37 victories, including 33 wins by knockout, 18 consecutive defenses with 17 wins by knockout. He's the fighting pride of Kazakhstan. We are on standby. Here he is on the stage, Canelo. So let's continue with the official weigh-in. The fighting pride of Kazakhstan, a perfect record of 37-0, 33 knockouts. The reigning and defending WBC, WBA, IBF, IBO, middleweight champion of the world, Gennadievich Golovkin, a.k.a. Triple G. Stepping onto the scales, the undefeated middleweight champion, Triple G. 160 pounds, the middleweight limit for the undefeated unified champion of the world, Triple G. From Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, 49 victories as a professional, including 34 wins by knockout, with 1 defeat, 1 draw. He's a 3-time world champion, 2-time light middleweight world champion, reigning, defending ring lineal middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo. The official weight, 160 pounds. It all goes down tomorrow night, courtesy of the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, at the T-Mobile Arena. The battle, the main event of the evening, the unified middleweight championship of the world. The titles, the WBA, the WBC, the IBO, the IBF, and the ring lineal middleweight championships, all on the line. Triple J, Canelo.
Both fighters made weight. Both fighters look in tremendous shape. Can you take anything away from what we saw at the scales, Doug?
They just look great. I mean, and they both came in right at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds. These are going to be big, strong middleweights in championship form on Saturday night.
I think we're going to see a couple of fighters who are in the best condition of their life, in the most important fight of their life, at the prime of their life. Steve, doesn't get better than this.
I don't think there's any doubt that both men understand that not only is a title on the line, but historical legacy, and that is very important to men like this.
Exactly. Here they are. They're about to do the pose.
Undisputed middleweight world champion with all these titles on the line. Tomorrow night, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, by way of the MGM Grand. Here they are, champion versus champion. Both weighing in at 160. It all goes down tomorrow night.
Give me 1 minute.
Gennady Golovkin is with me. You say it's Mexican style. There are a lot of Mexicans in attendance that are cheering for Triple G. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. First of all, I want to thanks my fans. Alga Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan forever. And of course, thank you very much for all fans, Mexican, American, like everybody. Thank you, people.
Canelo Alvarez in an interview said you might have the belts, but you're a fake champion, that he's going to knock you out. What do you say to that?
I see you tomorrow. I see you tomorrow.
He really believes that he's going to knock you out. Does that make you mad?
I still champion long time.
What's your prediction, Triple G?
Big gift to people.
You said you're going to knock him out.
You know, this is boxing. I'm very true guy, you know. Only God, he knows.
Canelo Alvarez, Gennady Golovkin, go to Jessica Rosales.
All right, guys, standing by with Canelo Alvarez. Now, Canelo, Triple G said after you fought Amir Khan that you were afraid of him. He said that you were nothing. He said that he doesn't really respect you. ¿Cómo le vas a cambiar esa actitud?
Cuando yo nací ya se había repartido el miedo. Yo no le tengo miedo a nadie. Y ya estamos a un día de que vea quién es el Canelo.
Listen, when I was born, being afraid had already been given out. We'll see. We're only a day away. We're going to see, and I'm going to show him who Canelo really is.
And of course, this is a big weekend, Mexican Independence Day, not just for those with Mexican style, pero para los que tienen la sangre mexicana. How are you going to make the Mexican people proud this weekend?
Voy a dar todo de mí, como siempre, arriba del cuadrilátero. Estoy muy agradecido con toda la gente por el gran apoyo que me brindan. Yo creo que se asume esta responsabilidad con este tipo de peleas, con la disciplina, y estoy muy contento por todo.
I'm very happy for all the love and support for all these fans, so I'm going to give them 100% like I always do. I train hard, I'm disciplined, I take all this responsibility with a lot of discipline, and that's what I'm going to give them, a great fight.
Yeah, listen, we've been very nice here, all the things that have been said, but what do you say to all the trash talk that he's been saying about how he doesn't respect you, this being his weight class?
No, pueden decir muchas cosas, o hablar y decir. Ya ahorita, en este momento, las palabras salen sobrando y mañana es cuando se cobran.
Look, they can say all they want. They're always going to say it. But you know what? We're a day away. And tomorrow, all those words are going to go out the window.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you at the table.
Well, both fighters realize the magnitude of this event. There was no missing weight here. Both came in tremendous shape, looking phenomenal. You can't help but smile when you hear Triple G when they ask him. They were trying to create a little bit of a drama right there, but at the end of the day, both of these men handled themselves like gentlemen. They don't need crosswords to get them fired up. They're going to meet in the middle of the ring, and they are going to battle, and it is going to be a war.
We got two pros, two fighters, two men. I think it'd equal a great fight. You know, most of the times when I do this job, I'm very excited. There are very few times I'm actually nervous. As the late, great Chick Kern would say, it's nervous time.
Yeah, I can't remind. I woke up early this morning, Doug. I mean, the buzz here in the city, people are going to miss out if they don't check this out.
I haven't seen it like this, and I haven't felt it like this in 19 or 20 years.
Yeah.
It's been since Mike Tyson was fighting here. It's been since Oscar De La Hoya was fighting here. I haven't seen this much atmosphere early in fight week carry all the way in to Friday with the weigh-in. This is wonderful. This is what it's all about.
And you know what? The fans here, obviously a lot of Canelo fans, a lot of Triple G fans as well, but I think there's a mutual respect here for both fighters on both sides.
There is, and I think that is a variable. I do wonder how Gennady Golovkin, at least in the early stages of the fight, is going to react for the first time in about 5 years not being the fan favorite. Listen, Gennady has his fans, there's no doubt about it, but this is still a home game for Canelo Alvarez. He should keep that in mind during close rounds because, again, if you leave it into the hands of the judges, you never know.
And he is 35 years old, Doug. He is 35 years old. Had a long amateur career. I know he got into the pro game a little bit later, but could there be a factor of him possibly, potentially, turning a little old overnight?
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get old overnight, but I think it's fair to say that he's plateaued. I think it's fair to say that maybe he peaked athletically in 2014, maybe peaked technically speaking in terms of his boxing form in 2015, but he's holding on to it. So just because he's plateaued and not getting any better doesn't mean he's not still the best middleweight in the world.
And still incredibly dangerous. Now, if a couple miles have come off that fastball, Steve, and Canelo has continued to improve as we've seen him do, will that counter-punching, will his jab, will his footwork be enough to riddle, puzzle, and steal rounds in this fight?
Well, I think strategically, the first thing we have to look at is the jab. Whoever controls the jab and then controls the center of the ring. Now, listen, I always hear all the time that Gennady Golovkin doesn't like to fight backwards or can't. You know, that's the truth of most fighters. Most fighters like to go in a straight line, controlling the action, coming downhill. I hear that Canelo Alvarez should try to back up Gennady Golovkin and that he can't take it to the body. But it's like when people say, how do you stop the Golden State Warriors? Well, you shut down Steph Curry and you shut down Kevin Durant.
Easier said than done.
That's the truth.
Exactly. And Doug, we have seen where Canelo likes to fight off the ropes.
Yes.
Likes to counter with those quick uppercuts
He's
and those
good at
fast combinations. He's very good at it, but at the same time, doesn't that play into the hands of Triple G's strengths?
It does a little bit, and that's why this fight is so compelling. You know, there's questions about whether or not Canelo can hurt Triple G. And maybe, I don't think he has to hurt Triple G, like wobble him or put him down. If he does do it, I think he's going to go for the knockout, but he just needs to get Triple G's respect.
Right,
and
keep him honest.
We've seen that in other fights. We've seen Triple G respect Lemieux, David Lemieux, Curtis Stevens, and even to an extent, Daniel Jacobs, where he doesn't start that fast, and that gives Canelo an opportunity to win early rounds.
Well, let's recap the card. Little catch up with the weigh-in here.